Welcome back, everyone. The Department of Justice Inspector General report is set to be released tomorrow. Sarah Carter, probably the world's expert on all this. Great to have you here. Just lay it out for us. What can we expect tomorrow?
I think we are going to definitely see a heavy report, a huge report, basically described as an administrative review. This is what Horowitz does, right? He doesn't have the authority to subpoena. He doesn't have the authority to go outside of his purview. But he is definitely going to lay out for us and for the American public what he believes was discovery of malfeasance within the FBI and within the DOJ. It's probably not going to live up to everybody's expectations of people being in handcuffs and being hauled off, you know, under criminal probe
people,
right now.
Which people?
Well, we're talking about senior officials within the FBI, right. But I think what we can certainly rely on is that Kevin Klein-Smith, it's already been out there, the FBI lawyer that apparently altered documents with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act warrant is definitely going to be called out. That may be somebody that will be referred for criminal prosecution. I have heard that there may be somebody else in that report referred, but Horowitz has been very tight-lipped, and so has his office. So there's a lot of concern here. I can tell you this, they're definitely going to lay out the Christopher Steele dossier, that it was never actually validated by the FBI. I think that's going to come into play. I also think he's going to lay out the fact that there was exculpatory evidence withheld from the FISA court. That's also going to be extremely, extremely important. And I think one of the things that people have to realize when the report comes out, this is not the end. Remember, John Durham shifted from an administrative review to a criminal probe. And this is highly significant. That means that the Department of Justice is looking far beyond what is in this review. But certainly, issues in that Horowitz report triggered something inside the DOJ, and that's what made John Durham, as well as William Barr, the Attorney General, leave and go to Italy, go to London, talk to people in Australia. Something much bigger is at play here.
Interesting. So, Jason, we were talking earlier, you've got a theory about how this connects to our previous topic of impeachment.
Well, why are they doing an impeachment hearing on Monday morning? There are a lot of us that believe that's because they know that the Horowitz's report is coming out. Congress normally doesn't go into session on a Monday until 6:30 p.m., but here comes this report. So, but let's remember, this IG report is the fifth in a series. By all estimations, we will then have nearly 1,000 pages from the Inspector General. They have made 8 referrals to the Department of Justice, the Director of the FBI, the Deputy Director of the FBI, the Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI, counsel to the FBI, another counsel to the FBI, another counsel to the FBI, all for either possible criminal prosecution or internal manipulations, if you will, or disciplinary actions within the FBI. It doesn't get any dirtier than that. The entire upper echelon of the FBI has been blown out thanks to Donald Trump. But now the question is, will there be an equal application of justice? Because I tell you, Steve, if you, me, Tammy, Sarah, we did any of this stuff, we'd have handcuffs on and we'd go to jail. And is that the Durham report that is going to be looking at that? That's so Horowitz can make the recommendations, but Durham and Barr are the only ones that can actually prosecute and charge somebody.
So, Tammy, a lot of some comment today was this is going to be extremely disappointing to the president. We've had language like all those, right-wing conspiracy theories about the deep state, all going to be disproved by what we're going to see tomorrow.
Well, again, there are limitations. This has already been discussed, is that what Horowitz can do is very limited. He can't charge people with things. It's up to the DOJ. We had some disappointment before about Comey and whether or not he should have been charged and they would decline to charge. But there is this larger picture, and that I think is what you have with the DOJ, is the choices they have are not limited. When we talk about a probe, maybe it got started with that one lawyer who changed things in the one application to FISA, but then you begin to talk to people, and then it becomes broader. It's like the blooming onion, and it becomes more interesting. And I think that if this is serious, which it sounds like it is, it's going to be the opportunity to take seriously what occurred. I think what people want, though, and what's been exhausting over the last 3 years, is seeing what appears to be a great amount of corruption at so many different levels, and thinking that this is going to end it. I think this is the beginning, but it will not satisfy everyone, but it will, as is noted, it won't be the end.
So just last word, Sarah. I mean, that whole argument that the establishment in its various forms and these shadowy government agencies were basically working for Hillary Clinton to stop Donald Trump, and then once he got elected, to use that term, get some insurance. Will that be proven one way or the other tomorrow, or is it too early?
Look, they said it in their own words. We saw the text messages. They've been out there. The entire American public has seen this. They have to make up their own minds. And almost everyone I've talked to that has actually read those text messages said there was absolute bias. Would you want somebody investigating you that despised you, that hated everything about you? That's exactly what happened here with the Bureau. You had the Bureau and members of the DOJ concocting stories basically about the presidents because they used a foreign government's, basically a foreign MI6 agent's dossier with disinformation from Russia to build a case against an incoming president.
And these are the people,
by Hillary Clinton.
I know, and these are the people going
DNC.
on about the abuse of power and foreign meddling. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I know people will be able to see you reacting tomorrow. I'm sure all of you. I think.